Hello YouTube and welcome back to part 4 of our final countdown battle royale, where today, ladies and gentlemen, listen, I'm no David Hasselhoff myself, but I gotta tell you what, I am absolutely made to be in Hollywood. I mean, look at me. Look at that hairline. Look how much. Watch this, guys. Look, I can literally just scrunch it up, and literally, it's just at the side of my hair. You know what? Girls go mental for that. I mean, just look how thick this is. It is absolutely. You'll never see anything like it in your lives. I mean, look at these shades here. Who do you know who wears shades like these? Nobody. That's what makes me so unique, because I'm the only one doing this. Girls absolutely love that posher wanko tradition of literally just wearing the single shade and standing out. Girls go friggin' mental for that. I've seen girls literally rip off the heads of small animals to get a shot like that. And then there's the jacket. Because you know what this jacket says to women, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. It says that I have good taste, and I'm gonna have a good time doing the tasting round here. If you know what I mean. Okay, I think I've just about creeped out my audience long enough. So let's get into a big thick slice of Thin Lizzy. If you guys want to check out the original video for yourselves, links will all be in the description down below. Let's begin. Hollywood in 3, 2, 1, and...
out in black and white. They're living out a technicolor dream. Next day they're a star overnight. Not like in New York, man, it's tougher. Not like in London town, boy, you suffer. Nobody give a break when you're down on your luck. Everybody's on the take when you're down on your luck. You can't make a mistake when you're down on your luck. People out in Hollywood, they got a lot of class. You see the boys strutting down the boulevard, trying to make a pass. Not like in New York, it's high-rise, it's concrete and complex. Not like in old London town, it rings down on its subjects. Nobody give a damn when you're down on your luck. Nobody understand when you're down on your luck. Lady Chance, she won't dare when you're down on your luck. Stars, they can reach the screen, drive around in big expensive convertible cars. Not like in New York, all you got is Broadway. Not like the West End in London, you can't make it no way. Nobody give a damn when you're down on your luck.
Okay there, ladies and gentlemen, and that was Hollywood by Thin Lizzy. I could not even take my eyes away from this song for a minute, not even my ears, because I wish there was a way I could put this, but that was just I had this huge grin on my face because not only was it like the most hard rockish of Thin Lizzy tracks I've heard, despite the fact that this is a 39-year-old song, but in many ways it's true. It's that I don't particularly, I would imagine like the West Coast would be any easier than it would be in the East Coast or in the West End. Trust me, guys, literally. If I had to like give, if you want, because listen, as somebody who's been to London about twice in my whole life, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a one-to-one here about what it's like down in London. If you've ever gone down Oxford Street, you will. It's absolutely nothing like Northumberland Street in Newcastle. I couldn't imagine anything more different because Oxford Street is about, I would say it's almost a mile in length from literally what I remember, and it's all full of people. There's like I swear to God, there's like nearly 10 million people walk down that street every single day of their lives, and now that's one thing, but it's like about, oh, how best can I put this? It's like nearly 150 meters wide as well, all full of people, and the buildings, the Rolex shops, the high class restaurants, everything you could imagine is almost on both sides of the street, and it is, you would never believe anything like it right now. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna pull up a picture of Oxford Street right now. I know this is like a really strange thing to say, just to like begin this sort of video, but I just wanted to make kind of like an example because that's from my knowledge about what Oxford Street is like. But now let's move on and talk a little bit more about Hollywood itself, or tinfoil town as I like to call it, because I reckon some of the materials, some of the things you could buy literally to quote unquote make yourself look beautiful for Instagram or Snapchat or whatever the hell it is you want. There is, you could literally put friggin' tinfoil into a girl's chest and you could friggin' believe it, because I'm pretty sure it might not crinkle, but I hardly imagine it's going to sort of like deform, so it looks like two sort of like melted sculptures on a girl's chest. Now, yes, that sounds just a little bit barbaric, but I half feel like it is, because how best did they do? How do they say it? You gotta trust your stuff when you're down on luck. You can't take it easy. It ain't good enough. It's the struggle of climbing up the career ladder in entertainment, and Hollywood is virtually the mecca of that of the entertainment world, in which you've got to build up a reputation as somebody who could be in films, pornographic or legitimate, blockbuster, A-level, whatever that sort of whatever it goes. You've got to be in somewhere. You've got to build up your resume, and you have to remember, it's not just in the district of Hollywood itself. It's for the entire world to see. The entire world will be seeing exactly what goes on in places like Hollywood. Now that's definitely one thing, because it's just as hard as it would be to try and maybe score a deal somewhere in London, because life in London is so vast and enormous that you can literally live out your entire life in London and nobody would maybe even pay any attention to you, because it's full of every race, it's full of every class, it's full of every colour in the world. And people literally of every single age as well. So much happens in London, because again it's so big and it's partly so congested, is that you'll struggle to find any two people who will look alike, because it's that vast a place to live. Now again, New York, I would say New York is actually a little bit better, possibly because it's, I think, just a little bit bigger, but then again there's it's home to so many people and so many businesses, which is why half the time, even though I know that places in California are notoriously really bad for gang warfare and bad for crime, but for the most part, if you could just stay away from all that stuff, then you could literally settle down into a life. I suppose really Hollywood is supposed to like almost appeal to a very different sort of working class person, the sort of person who works. So technically, working class is the correct word here, but wants to work in entertainment, wants to work in entertaining the masses, entertaining the world through what you can do and what you can say, and once you set your mind to it, you can literally make your success overnight or in literally one day. And it can be literally through whatever the hell it is you say or whatever the hell it is you do. You could have like post something on Twitter one day, and before you realize it, you've got millions of people looking at what you're doing. You could make one video on YouTube, and all of a sudden the world is eating out of the palm of your hand. You could literally flash your underwear on Instagram, and you will get like the numbers will start rolling in as men all over the world will start to unzip their pants whilst their girlfriends are looking and literally knock one out, as they say. It kind of makes you wonder in some strange way as to whether or not why more people don't do this. But the fact is that they do, on YouTube, all over the world. There was Hollywood has sort of like, Hollywood is still there, but you do not need to go to Hollywood, you don't even need to be in Hollywood blockbusters like a James Bond film, and you don't even need to be on, let's say, one of those sleazy little schmuck films like Life of Sins or Reality Kings or stuff like that. You don't even need to be on those shit, but you know what? If it literally depends what you want to do, because you know what? There are a lot of people who not only work in porn, but a lot of people have actually discussed too about why they do what they do, and you know what? They do it because they love their job. They love the clientele. They love the fact that it's what they enjoy, and it's if they can do it, then why not? Because you know what? I'm just gonna say this right now for every single person right now who's ever a prostitute / an escort. Sometimes, again, people do it because it's literally the only thing they can do. But you know what? Drastic times equal drastic measures sometimes. Now, again, it's not for me to say whether they can and cannot do it. But then again, you have to remember, for those who find success in this and people who make their whole lives and catering to their own will, let's face it, if I could do it, I freaking would do it. Have you seen, because especially people, I didn't really want to mention this, but Sarah J, you know what? Because, and it's not like she's the only person I thought of on the top of my head, but guys, listen, if I was Sarah J right now, I would be probably doing the exact same thing, because you know what? What more would you? When you think about it, it's I don't really want to say easy money, but she makes it look so easy, and you know what? She has such a way of. It's not just her body; it's the way she presents herself. You have to understand, if you want to work in porn, you're still in front of a camera. They're still expecting you in some way to act. There's a lot more that goes on in shooting porn than people just having sex. It's part of it, yes, definitely, but if you want to be taken as a little bit more seriously, because, listen, some of the greatest film directors who've ever lived has started working in porn. And you know what? There is nothing wrong with that. And you know what? Because you got to make a name for yourself somewhere, so you've got to do it, and you've got to really do it sometimes. And I find it ironic that Thin Lizzy, the subtitle is Hollywood Down on Your Luck. But you know what? You don't need to be down on your luck if you want to like really make a go of it. I mean, hell, there were some points of, you know what? When I was first starting this, I thought I was a little bit down on my luck, so I'll try this out. But you know what? in the 2 years I've been doing this, I've gained more experience. I know now what to do, what not to do, and literally just go from there. There's work involved, definitely, I would say that. But you know what? If you work on what you're doing and you try some things new and you continue to learn and you do all this stuff, then you're going to go far. It's just a matter of who you are. Because at the end of the day, it's yourself on camera. It's yourself posting to the world. It's yourself talking to the whole world. And no matter what it is you do, you've got to just... If you really want it, then you're going to put in the effort. I couldn't think of anything more straightforward if you even paid me. So anyway, in fact, because I know quite a lot of people, well, I'm hopefully some subscribers of mine, I do know that some of them are from California. Maybe some of them are from Hollywood as well. I know there are people from Florida. I know there's some people from Detroit. I know there are people from Colorado, Texas. And particularly, I tell you what, if you're watching this and you're from the US, please let me know, because even if you're not from California, I want to find out just exactly what the range is, because I know if I go onto my analytics, I could just find out how many people from the US watch. But I'm talking more like specific cities and stuff like that. And now I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, an Irish group singing about California. And for the sound as well. The sound is just a really... I did not expect for it to be as hard as it was, but then again, you know what? Sometimes I could surprise myself. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this reaction video. Please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below, and let me know what you guys thought of Hollywood by Thin Lizzy. Please also make sure to also like and subscribe to get daily notifications when my videos come out. And I hope to see you guys again in the next reaction video. Take care. Bye bye for now.